welcome to this, I don't know, redone Let's Play of Ultima 5. As you can probably notice if you're like one of the 10 long-time viewers, this version actually has music. Well, it's the same version, but there was this, like, fix. Anyway, so, just quick, I've Let's Played this game before, but my old hard drives kept crashing, I kept losing my progress. I've done, like, 3 other ones? Anyway. Create a new character. Also, I'm using a new recording thing. And put the guidebooks on the side so you can see when I'm looking at them. Okay, I should read this out. Far from your mind, while strolling through the nearby... Wow, this font is kinda hard to read, even though it looks like it shouldn't be. Is the rumor of a mysterious gypsy wagon that some claim to have seen. But then you see the colourful wagon sitting in the valley below. Strangely, you find yourself drawn to the wagon. As you approach, a woman's voice from inside says, "Enter, O seeker." Upon entering, you find an old gypsy sitting in a curtained room. In front of her is a table upon which sit 2 incense bowls. The ancient gypsy smiles as she says, We have been waiting such a long time, but at last you have come. Sit here and I shall read the path of your future." She throws some powder into the bowls that cause a thick blue smoke to bail upwards from them. Staring into the smoke, she says, "Let us begin the casting." Okay, so, for those of you who are new to the Ultima series, ever since Ultima 4, this has been the weird character creation thing that ties into the system of ethics and morality that's a big part of this world. Basically, you're answered these series of questions that are based on certain virtues, and it's eventually narrowed down until you have one virtue, and that becomes your class. Class doesn't have that... If I remember correctly, it doesn't have that much of an effect, it just affects your starting stats? Okay. And basically, these are ethical dilemmas with the 2 opposing virtues. And I'm going to try to answer these not from like a gameplay or what one I want to aim for perspective, but from an actual ethic. After 20 years, thou hast found the slayer of thy best friend. The villain proves to be a man who provides the sole support for a young girl. Dost thou A. spare him in the name of compassion for the girl, or B. slay him in the name of justice? I mean, of course, a big problem with these questions is a lack of context. Like, in general, I'm gonna go A for compassion, in general. But still, there's, like, no context to this that even makes it sure that this is a just thing to do. Like, I guess the context of the question implies that the context must make it just, The framing of the question implies the context must be just. So A. Though a teacher of music, thou art a skillful wrestler. Thou have been asked to fight in a local championship. Dost thou A. accept the invitation and valiantly fight to win, or B. humbly decline knowing thou art sure to win? So this is a weird question. Like, normally I highly praise humility in most things, but okay, so let's think about this. Thou hast been asked to fight in a local championship. I guess you're a teacher of music and it would take away from your music teaching? And there's and I guess, okay, and there's no need to actually do this? Like, at first I was gonna go, well, valor, because there's nothing wrong with doing it, but now that I think about it, it's like, there really is no need to go and do this. It's not like some of the other questions where it's like, oh, do you do this thing for charity, or do you humbly not do it? So yeah, I guess humbly decline knowing thou art sure to win. Thou hast spent thy life in... Yeah, because the thing about that previous question is it's completely about self-aggrandizement. So there really is no need to do it if it takes away from my other duties. Okay, thou hast spent thy life in charitable and righteous work. Thine uncle the innkeeper lies ill and asks you to take over his tavern. Dost thou A. sacrifice thy life of purity to aid thy kin, or B. decline and follow thy spirit's call? So, okay, so the innkeeper is ill. He's asking you to take over the tavern so that you can support him. Okay. So, assumably there's nobody else who can do it. And theoretically, like, the work that I'm doing is charitable and righteous. But it could... Yeah, okay. I mean, if we're asking about my real uncle in real life, I would tell him to get stuffed, but... Also, I'm not going to say which uncle in case any of my family's watching. Okay, so yeah, I think sacrifice thy life of purity to aid thy kin. Ultimately, this person is left out to dry if I don't, and theoretically there could be somebody else that could take up the other thing. And I mean, I guess the linchpin of this question is, how important is my choice to do this? Like, do I seriously, hamper charitable work by doing this? It seems like, no, what could I, one person, do? But the same could also apply for taking over the inn. Yeah, a lot of this has to do with context. That's... I mean, no, this isn't just the problem with this. problem with a lot of these type of, you know, moral dilemma questions is they always lack context. Okay. These abstract moral dilemmas. So sacrifice thy life of purity to aid thy kin is the one that I am going for. Thou art sworn to protect thy lord at any cost, yet thou knowest he hath committed a crime. Authorities ask of the affair, dost thou break thine oath by honestly speaking, uphold honour by silently keeping thy oath? Break thine oath, which is something I know Alison Gross is pissed off because I don't value honour that highly.
What if he's a bad guy?
Well, you shouldn't have honoured an oath to him.
What if you didn't know?
Okay, stop crashing my video. Only I'm allowed to do that.
I know you're going to, too.
Yeah. No, I think I was gonna do something, though maybe I was gonna get back before. Okay, anyway. Oh, well, yeah, I'll wait until after we're out of this moral dilemma thing before I complain about the magic carpet. Not the magic carpet in the game.
I forgot there's a magic carpet in the game.
Okay. Yeah, break thine oath, honestly speaking. Though, well, of course I am massively skewed towards honesty in this case. Again, context is everything. Like, what's the crime? Jaywalking? Did A is honest? Yeah. As one of the King's Guard, thy captain has oh, here's one! As one of the King's Guard, thy captain has asked that one amongst you visit a hospital to cheer the children with tales of thy valiant deeds. Dost thou show thy compassion and play the braggart, or B, humbly let another go? I mean, yeah, this is one of the ones I was complaining about before, where humility is just not doing the good thing. Which is frustrating. It's not even like humbly suggests some other form of like making the children happy. It's just like, don't do the thing. So I'm gonna have to go with compassion. Thee and thy friend are valiant but penniless warriors. Though thou both go out to slay a mighty dragon. Thy friend thinks he slew it. Thee did. When asked, dost thou A, truthfully claim the gold, or B, allow thy friend the large reward? So this is a weird one. I don't know why you can't just split the reward. This is like just being truthful for this. Well, getting back to the virtue system in this game, maybe I shouldn't. Okay, because there are principles in this game that the virtues are based on. And the principles themselves are not virtues, they're just the act of doing something without any moral component. So, this doesn't sound like honesty, this sounds like truthfulness. You're just telling the truth for the sake of telling the truth, without any moral component to it. So I don't like this question. And it's like, well, why can't... I mean, I feel like if we're both penniless, we would have beforehand, like, agreed to split it, especially if we... It's like, what? We teamed up and then made a rule that only one of us gets to keep the money? So... Stupid question. Really stupid question. It's like both of these answers are stupid. It's not even like stupid where one is obviously right, they're both stupid. But given that they're both stupid and the game is making me choose one or the other, I'm gonna have to go with B, sacrifice. Thee and thy friends have been routed and ordered to retreat. In defiance of thy orders, dost thou A. Stop in compassion to aid a wounded companion, or B. Sacrifice thyself to slow the pursuing enemy so that others can escape? I mean, this... well... I guess there's a lot to talk about with this question. At first I was gonna say it's pretty stupid that Great, now I'm saying thou and thee. This is what the game does. That you have to disobey orders? But actually, on reflection, it reveals a certain paradigm that this game defaults to, and that is of being a hero. And having a certain amount of self-confidence that whatever you do, you are capable of doing it. Because in normal circumstances, I'd be like, well, you should follow orders because being a hero and, like, screwing up the battle plan could put a lot of people's lives at risk. But with the paradigm of you being a hero and therefore, like, capable of either of these things without negative effects, that is what this question is asking. So... it's either stop and successfully aid one wounded comrade, or B, successfully allow everybody to escape safely by slowing down the pursuing enemy. Perhaps not necessarily by confronting them directly, but just by putting yourself in more danger. Yeah. So... I mean, my instinct is save the wounded comrade, because I don't know how successful I'm gonna be stopping the pursuing enemy, but I just said the paradigm of the question is that in some way I am successful. And when we start looking at that paradigm, isn't, like, the compassion question also sacrifice because you're putting yourself in danger to do that? See, the problem with this question is it's almost impossible to make a rational decision of this. This is like, what would a person do instinctively in this moment? It's a very emotional question. What would you be called to do as your first instinct?
I think that the point of the question, the assumption of the question is if you choose the sacrifice option, you die.
It's possible. Or get captured, or... yeah. And if you die... and, like, you don't... yeah, I'm gonna have to go compassion, because... at least there's something very tangible you can actually say you've done, where you can't be sure if by throwing yourself at the enemy you'd actually do anything. And there we go. So ultimately all the virtues got narrowed down, and I chose compassion, which means I will start the game as a bard, I believe. Okay, So this is just gonna quickly summarize the other 4 games. So be it, says the gypsy, as if from a great distance. Thy path is chosen. Thus began thy quest as chronicled in Ultima 4. With the defeat of the triad of evil marking the end of the 3 ages of darkness, that was Ultima 1, 2, and 3, the lands of Britannia entered a new age of enlightenment. Oh, I am over time. Well, I'm not going to be able to talk about the magic carpet now. Maybe next... Yeah, I'm going to have to get into the game. A champion was needed to show the peoples of Britannia the long-neglected path to virtue. You were chosen to be this champion. Heroically did you go strong in the ways of the 8 virtues. Honesty, compassion, valor, justice, sacrifice, honor, spirituality, and humility. By a great many deeds did you gain understanding of truth, love, and courage. Those are the 3 principles that make up the other virtues. Thus becoming the first mortal to set eyes upon the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom. It's really fun. No, it's funny because of the retcons of Ultima 6, where it's just like... where it's too complicated to explain right now. Focus. Upon completing your heroic quest, you showed the landsmen of Britannia the way of the Avatar. So not the serfs? Maybe Britannia doesn't have serfs.
No, it's like you showed all of the ones that aren't sailors.
Yeah, it's just like everyone in Britannia earns land. Or this game is classist as hell. Or more likely, Lord British doesn't know what landsman means. Britannia, the way of the Avatar. You return to your own world, an avatar in your own right. Okay. Oh, well, yeah, okay, so I've made my character. So, I can end it now. Bye!